it's Catherine from Autism, Hope, and Healing. My daughter was diagnosed with autism about 9 years ago. She was 3 years old at the time. She's now 13. We've been through a lot, but we are staying positive and we are never giving up, and that's what this is all about. One of my earliest memories of my daughter at the holidays was when she was about 4 or 5 years old. She was having trouble sleeping, up all night, on and off, and so out of desperation I took her to the living room. I laid her on the couch next to me, and I just had her little body right in front of me, and believe it or not, she fell asleep. But for some reason we had the Christmas tree half decorated, half lit up, and it was lit up right there, and I held her little body and looked at that half lit Christmas tree, and I thought to myself, we're never giving up. This is sort of a sign that we have to keep believing and keep working. And that's exactly what we've done. So every year at Christmas time, I'm reminded in the belief I have in her and that it will get better. So my topic today is how to de-stress the holidays on the spectrum. Okay, I have some resources for you. First of all, social stories. Social stories are wonderful for helping your child to understand what's coming next and what these traditions and holiday celebrations are all about. So positivelyautism.com has some wonderful free downloadable social stories that you can print out, or you can even just show your child the story on the computer and explain what that's all about. So for example, they have one on opening presents, things like waiting your turn, saying thank you, opening only yours. They have another one on what to expect at Christmas time. That one goes over Christmas dinner, church, hanging stockings, leaving cookies out for Santa. You could also create a book of pictures of special occasions that are important to you and your family. Things like maybe you have grandma's house on the one picture, maybe you have your own church, maybe you have a picture of the Santa that shows up at your mall. And that way these pictures will look familiar when it comes time for your child to actually engage in these fun activities. You can practice social situations ahead of time. And I'll give you an example. For my daughter, we always struggle with the food. She is crazy about Christmas cookies, hors d'oeuvres, you name it, she wants it. There's no impulse control going on. So lately I've been putting out like a little appetizer plate right on the kitchen table, just on an ordinary old day, and it might have different types of fruit or different types of cookies. And we practice going up to that plate and taking just one. And I'll leave it out all day and I'll say, all right, now it's time to go up to the plate. We're only gonna take one. Does it work perfectly? No, sometimes she grabs and takes, but she is learning that when it comes to appetizers, we don't take tons, we just take ours and we walk away. So that concept is actually getting better. You could do this with gifts. You could have your child practice opening up gifts, practice saying thank you, practice waiting their turn. You could give them a little bit of a reward if they do it well, sort of like ABA therapy. Maybe they get a little gummy or some sort of a high praise or something when they open up that gift. Yay, you did great, awesome, awesome. That way when it comes time to open gifts, they have a little bit of practice. Now you're invited to a party or a family function, and if you're like me, you're nervous. You are thinking the worst, like, okay, my child is going to have all these behaviors and it's going to be awful. Try to calm down, try to enjoy it. I know it's easier said than done, but there are things we can do to kind of plan ahead to make that stress and those nerves go away. So we can bring all of their favorite things in a little bag. I know for my daughter, we have like little books and sensory toys. We can bring headphones. My daughter loves music, so we're streaming the music through the headphones all the time. She absolutely loves that. You can make this day a little bit shorter than you normally would, which kind of stinks, but sometimes we have to do what we have to do to make it better. You could take turns if you have a spouse or a partner that can help you. Maybe one time he leaves early with your child and one time you do. That just makes it a little bit easier on everyone because your child isn't staying all hours of the night. Another thing I've learned throughout the years is to let go of my expectations, okay? I have 3 older children, and when they were small, they were textbook. They loved Santa. They loved presents. They got excited about parties. It was absolutely awesome. So when I had my fourth child, my daughter, I expected it to be the same. I expected to be able to enjoy all of those things with her. And when it didn't happen, I was heartbroken. Okay, I was. But I had to kind of tell myself, well, let go of all that. This is not what you expected, but it doesn't mean that it has to be bad. So for instance, Santa Claus. Okay, my daughter could care less about Santa. Okay, I had to let that go. I had to stop saying, oh, let's take her to Santa. It's going to be wonderful. Let's get a picture. Now, we don't even go. If there's a Santa involved and we take a picture and it turns out great, that's fine. Otherwise, forget about Santa. Another example, when my daughter was little, I wanted her to love all of the presents that I thought she should love. Things like dolls. One year I got her a doll with all of these clothes and I thought she's going to be loving this. She's going to try on all these clothes. It's going to be wonderful. She could care less about the doll. The clothes just sat in the box. I was heartbroken. And now she's 13. So I'm not going to get her the things that a typical 13-year-old would like. She'd have no interest in any of that. So here are some things I've gotten. This is a rolling pin with her name. Is this cute? Is this so cute? She absolutely loves to bake with me and she loves to eat. So we're gonna use this rolling pin to make cookies. And so I bought her a cookie mix. Okay, not your typical gift. That's all right. She's gonna love it. I also got her this cookbook. Okay, a cookbook. Who gets a 13-year-old a cookbook? I do, because that's what she loves. That's what's gonna make her happy. And when she opens this, she'll immediately want to look at it. I also got her a big box of candy. She loves candy. We have to be careful. We can't let her eat a ton of it. I have organic dark chocolate, which is a little bit better for her. Those are just a few examples of gifts and how I've sort of reinvented my attitude toward Christmas so that now it's actually enjoyable for her to open up her presents instead of a lot of disappointment. When it comes to planning things that are fun for your family, you have to kind of alter your attitude a little bit again. So my daughter loves to look at the Christmas lights. She loves music. Sometimes we just walk around and look at lights. Sometimes we drive around and look at lights. That's the best thing ever because I don't have to worry about her melting down or making loud noises and people staring. It's just an enjoyable time in our car, looking at lights, walking around the neighborhood, looking at the lights. She loves the music, listening to Christmas songs, singing Christmas songs in our living room. What a nice, stress-free thing that is. Think about the simple things that work for your family and plan a few. If it doesn't go as planned, that's okay too. We have to adjust our expectations so that we don't set ourselves up for failure and heartbreak. So leave me a comment. Leave me a suggestion. What works for you? What are your ideas? How can we help each other to make this holiday season the best ever? So don't forget, keep believing in your child, in yourself. It's the holidays, but you can do this. Have a wonderful holiday season, and don't forget to like and share.